The sound came again. Drip, drip, drip. In the stillness of dawn, that tiny sound echoed louder than anything else. A man walked down a dusty path. Shoulders bent, a wooden pole balanced across his back. 2 old clay pots hung from it, one on each end. The world was quiet except for his slow footsteps, and that soft dripping sound. He didn't stop. He didn't even look down to see where the water was falling, but the cracked pot on his left side noticed, because it was the one leaking. Every drop that slipped through its side felt like a confession, a silent apology to the earth below. And as the man disappeared into the morning fog, the cracked pot thought to itself, "Why does he still carry me?" It had been asking that question for a long time. But today, something about the silence felt different, almost like the man knew an answer was coming. By the time the man reached the well, the sun had already begun to stretch across the fields. He filled both pots with clear, cold water, the kind that sparkled when light touched it. For a moment, even the cracked pot felt full, useful, whole. But that feeling never lasted long. Halfway home, it began again. Drip, drip, drip. Every drop was a reminder of what it had lost, what it always lost. The perfect pot beside it stood tall, water glistening to the brim, proud of its strength. And sometimes, in a voice sharp enough to sting, it whispered, "Maybe he keeps you out of pity. Maybe you should have been thrown away long ago." The cracked pot never replied. It had learned to stay quiet. But silence doesn't mean peace. Inside, it carried a storm, a feeling of being less, of being broken in a world that loved perfection. That evening, as the man set the pots down by the wall, the cracked one couldn't hold its voice anymore. "I'm sorry," it whispered. The man paused, surprised. "For what?" "For failing you," it said softly. "Every day I lose half of what you give me. You deserve better than me." The man looked at it for a long time, not angry, not sad, just thoughtful. Then he said quietly, "Tomorrow, I'll show you something." The next morning came quietly. The man lifted the wooden pole again, balancing both pots on his shoulders, one perfect, one cracked. The air was cool, painted with the faint gold of sunrise. "But this time," he said softly, "keep your eyes open today." The cracked pot didn't understand. Pots don't have eyes, but somehow it knew what he meant. So as they walked down that long dirt road, it began to notice things it had never seen before. The ground beside it wasn't dull or dry. Tiny green shoots peeked through the soil. Then a few steps later, color, red, yellow, pink, wildflowers, swaying gently in the morning wind, a path of life that stretched all the way back toward the well, only on its side of the road. For a moment, the cracked pot forgot to feel ashamed, forgot about the drops it lost. It just watched, quietly, as sunlight kissed every petal it had unknowingly nurtured. But when they reached home, and the man set them down, it saw again what it always saw, half of itself empty. And the sadness returned. "I saw the flowers," it whispered, "but I still failed you." The man smiled faintly. "Did you really?" he asked. The man sat beside the 2 pots in silence. A soft wind brushed against his face, carrying the scent of those same wildflowers that now lined the path home. He looked at the cracked pot and spoke gently. "Do you remember when I said I'd show you something? Well, you've already seen it." The cracked pot blinked in confusion. "All I saw were flowers," it said softly. "They were beautiful, yes, but they don't change the fact that I lost half your water." The man smiled, the kind of smile that carries years of quiet understanding. My little friend, he said, those flowers, they exist because of you. The pot froze. What do you mean? He continued. Many months ago, I noticed your crack. I could have thrown you away, yes, but instead, I planted seeds along your side of the road. Every day, the water you lost gave life to them. You were never failing me. You were watering something beautiful, something only you could reach. The cracked pot trembled, not from sadness this time, but from something it had never felt before. Purpose. For so long, it had believed it was broken. But now, it saw the truth. Every flaw had been a gift in disguise. The sun rose higher, lighting up the path outside. The flowers swayed again, as if whispering a thank you to the pot that had fed them all along. The cracked pot didn't know what to say. For the first time, it looked back down the road, not with shame, but with wonder. All along the path, flowers glowed in the sunlight like tiny stars scattered on earth. Each petal shimmered with the water it once thought was wasted. The man watched quietly, then said, You see, every drop you lost became something beautiful. Without you, that road would have been bare, empty, lifeless. The pot felt warmth spread through its tiny, fragile body. Its crack was still there, the same imperfect line it once hated. But now, it didn't see it as a wound. It saw it as proof that even broken things can still give. The perfect pot stood silent beside it, its surface flawless but its heart heavy. For the first time, it wished it had been cracked too, wished it had left something behind that mattered. The man gently picked up both pots again. As he walked, the sunlight touched the crack, turning it golden for a brief moment, almost like the world itself was saying, Thank you. And in that quiet, humble walk back home, the cracked pot finally understood. It was never the water that was leaking. It was purpose, flowing out in disguise. Maybe that's how life works. We spend years wishing we were perfect, smoother, stronger, whole. But the truth is, if we were flawless, nothing would ever grow from us. Our cracks, our flaws, our mistakes. They're not curses. They're pathways. Through them, something good escapes into the world. Every drop of effort you think you've wasted, every failure that made you feel small, might be watering a garden you can't see yet. So don't hide your cracks. Let the light pass through them. Let your pain create beauty somewhere you've never looked. Because the world doesn't need perfect people, it needs real ones. People who keep walking, keep giving, even when they think they're broken. Pause. And maybe, just maybe, the next time you see something blooming where there was once nothing, you'll remember the cracked pot and realize you've been watering your own flowers all along. Our weaknesses don't make us useless. They make us human. And sometimes that's the most beautiful thing of all. So tell me, what's your crack? And what beauty might it be creating right now? If this story touched you, share it with someone who's been hard on themselves lately. Maybe they just need to hear what the cracked pot finally learned. That even broken things can still make the world bloom.